Alright, so Sima Yi is a pretty good character in this game. I like his moveset, especially when compared to the fan he had in previous games. I always think of him with the fan more, but the claws just functionally are a lot better. And like when you're trying to get some of those 4th and 5th weapons in the older games, it's just so hard to do with the fan. I end up dying so many times. If you've tried to get them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. However, just talking about this game right here, I did beat the record. It went pretty well. There was a number of maps that I got a slower time on, but in general I was pretty surprised that Sima Yi had such a low time, like sub 6 minutes for Sima Yi. He's not the fastest character, so it kind of surprised me a little bit, but that's really just due to the maps that he has. You know, he has quick maps, so it ends up being a pretty quick speed run. And also what's important to mention is I don't have a maxed out weapon for Sima Yi, like a 100 flash weapon. And I'm not sure if the little extra damage would make a large impact on it or not. And because of this reason, this run might be one of the last ones that I perform on the 360. Just in terms of Musou modes, Zhang Liao, obviously I'm still going to use 360 for because I have a 100 flash weapon for him. But trying to earn it for every single character, it takes like hours to try to get it for one character. And there's 17, Musou modes in the game, so it takes absurdly long trying to get that. Whereas in the PC version of the game, you can just have a modded save file and have a 100 flash weapon that way. And also stay within the boundaries of the game, of course, to make it legal for speedrunning in the leaderboards. I talk a lot about that on my analysis video that I did, but getting back on topic, I was able to improve the times on Chibi, Fan Castle, and Chang, but I lost time on Mount Dingjun, Zhang, and Wu Zhang. So I went 3 for 3 here, but ultimately the improvements outweighed the blunders that I made. And because of those reasons, I was hesitant to upload this for a while, because I knew I could go back over, get a way better time, even with the weapon that I have. But I haven't attempted Sima Yi since, so I haven't really attempted him much since, probably a couple times. So I just decided to upload this one now, before maybe I try it on PC or I give it another go. For Chibi, I use a heavy jump to skip over a gate, which is vital for this speedrun. If you don't do this, it's going to take up way more time, and you're not going to really be able to compete for the record. And so, instead of using the gong on the ship or doing anything like that, you just jump into the water, you cross the water, and then once you get back onto land, you can do this very specific jump. And it can be very difficult to do if you don't practice it. I went in and I just literally did that jump over and over and over again, and it's fine now. I can pull it off pretty consistently, but I definitely recommend trying that out before committing the numerous attempts over and over again trying to get that jump, and then restarting, of course. For Mount Dingjun, this is one of the mistakes that I made. I took a left route, which at the time that I made this, I thought it was actually faster than dealing with the right route, which had the gate. So I thought just going around was better. In the record run, the individual record run, Zhang Liao I use the left route in that run, and it's much faster to do that. But Sima Yi, it seems like it's faster to break the gate for him. And maybe I'll try out Zhang Liao again and try to go the right route and see if that works out, but for specifically this speedrun, it's definitely faster to go through the gate. And this was just a complete blunder. It's one area that's literally so simple, it doesn't even take skill. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you can just completely improve upon this on a future run. So that's why I didn't think this run was perfect or anything like that.
I seek a greater future, though you may mock it. For the sake of that future, I will flee.
The mind shall vanquish the sword.
Liu Bei is pulling out upon Zhong now. We have claimed victory.
Just as I anticipated.
Fan Castle is really simple, and it is for all the people who have the allied scenario for Fan Castle. The only thing on this map is Guan Yu. He's the only thing that'll pose you any difficulty with trying to get a speed run on it. Sometimes he can be really hard to kill. I find him hard to kill, at least. when trying to get record speed. Not in general, but when you're trying to kill him super quickly, he has his special ability where he kind of like tanks, and he can interrupt your attack. You know, he can just pose a much bigger threat than normal characters do, because he gets that automatic special because he's a commander. The other commanders, you know, some of them have volley, some of them have rockfall. They're not as threatening as Guan Yu is. And also, he's on a horse, and so some of the characters that are on horses, this also happened in Wu Zhang, which I'll touch on a little bit later. But when there's a character on a horse, sometimes they'll take an extra second or two to get off the horse. So ultimately, it creates more difficulty for speedrunning compared to like when they're not on a horse and you can just go up and hit them. You know, instead they might take upwards of a couple seconds, or even just ruin a whole run in general because they don't want to get off the horse.
I salute you. The mind shall vanquish the sword.
Guan Yu has fallen. The battle is ours. Our heartfelt thanks go to Wu for their assistance.
Just as I anticipated.
Sima Yi.
On Zhang, I messed up a jump and also did a poor job at taking out Liu Bei, which just costed me time. And I really feel like this map is the main reason why this Musou is so short. When you look at the waste scenario on this map, you spawn right next to the enemy main camp. I think a few characters don't if they have specific spawns, but Sima Yi, he spawns right next to the camp like everybody else. And you can ambush the camp in 30 seconds. I mean, less than that on some of the other characters. And this one is usually more consistent, but I just didn't execute as good, so I was ultimately slower compared to the record holder for this map.
I am surrounded by friends. I shall not lose to one alone.
The mind shall vanquish the sword. The mind shall vanquish the sword. The mind shall vanquish the sword. The mind shall vanquish the sword.
We shall pull back as planned.
The mind shall vanquish the sword. The mind shall vanquish the sword.
I seek a greater future. Though you may mock it, for the sake of that future I will flee.
The mind shall vanquish the sword.
That was easier than I imagined. Time to return home. We are victorious.
Just as I anticipated.
Alright, so it's a little weird not having Wu Zhang as the last mission. I'm so used to it being number 6, I think, but it's number 5 here. And Oldie's got a really good time on this one. He executed flawlessly. I was 4 seconds slower, even though I think I did a pretty good job too. There wasn't any obvious blunders. This is another one of those maps with the horses. Liu Bei spawns on a horse. It gives more dependence to RNG, which I also explained, I explained that earlier. This is what happened in this run. Liu Bei took an extra second to get off the horse, and he also blocked me a little bit, so that just slowed me down a couple of seconds.
We have received reports from all units. The Shu forces are behaving strangely.
You have come too far. I cannot lose to an idiot like you.
friends. I shall not lose to one alone.
The mind shall vanquish the world. I have lost. Then I beg you, bring peace to the people. The mind shall vanquish the sword.
Boldly obey. I shall guide the land to where it must go. Everybody, the land has long been in chaos, but we have freed it. Victory is ours.
Just as I anticipated.
When it comes to Chang, I did pretty good. I really love this scenario, by the way. It's just so fun, and it caught me completely off guard when I played this when I was much younger. I was like, wow, he's taking on Cao Cao. But this map is really simple, no matter what scenario you're playing on or what spawn point you have. All that matters is booking it up the western side of the castle, and then, you know, going around, ambushing the enemy main camp and killing Cao Cao. Isn't much else to it besides that. You do have a gate you have to hit, but it's just literally the exact same scenario, speedrunning wise, when you play any of the Chang ones, so not much else to explain there. But overall, there's so much to improve on this run. Eventually I might attempt this on PC, I might attempt it on Xbox, I don't really know. But I definitely want to perfect this one a little bit more. And I'm thinking around 20 seconds can be saved, maybe even more than that. But definitely at least 5.5 minutes it can get pushed down to.
Full of surprises. Not that I would have expected anything less.
So thanks for watching. I got more videos on the way, of course. I play Dynasty Warriors 6, 3, 2, 1. I play all of them, and I'm going to try to also hopefully get into 5 a little bit more. I've been wanting to speedrun that one for a while, but I don't have a maxed out save file for that one yet. But I appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys next time.
Father, has one of your dogs broken its leash? You wretched ingrates, I shall punish you. Here it comes.
I don't want to die. The mind shall vanquish the sword.
So, it is not me, trust me. I trust you, that dream.
The mind shall vanquish the sword. You are the one that showed me this path. I thank you. Now farewell. Just as I anticipated.